Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first ever Riv Readers podcast hosted by Regina Library. We're digging into what the students, staff, and faculty of Riviera University are reading, what their favorite books are, and what they love about reading. I'm Katie McFarlane. I'm the Research and Instruction Librarian here and a bit of an obsessive reader. My goal is to one day read 50 books in a year again, something I accomplished once a few years back, but lately I've been closer to 30 or 35 a year. We created this podcast to tie into our Riv Reads virtual book club, so if you haven't checked that out yet, please feel free to head over to Canvas. We'd love to hear what you're reading. This first episode, we're featuring Hannah Baker. So Hannah, welcome. I was going to ask first if you could just share a little bit about who you are for those who don't know you.
Hi. Okay. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. I'm excited. I'm Hannah. I just graduated from Riviera in May with my bachelor's degree in nursing. And while I was at Riv, I worked at the library as a student worker, which was amazing.
Our
I love doing
phenomenal
it.
student worker, yes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Highly recommend if anyone's looking for an on-campus job. Since graduating, I took my nursing boards and got my nursing license. And
Yay!
I'm starting I know, I'm so excited. I'm starting as a telemetry nurse at Lawrence General at the beginning of July, actually.
Are you like ready to
Yeah,
just get in? Okay.
yeah, I'm excited to start.
Oh, that's awesome. So glad. Well, on the topic of our books podcast, what are you currently reading?
I so I usually read like one book at a time. I'm not one of
Mhm.
those people that can read like more than one at a time.
That's me.
That's you too? Okay, because I was
No,
like,
I'm the more than one. I'm like I must have a print
"Oh,
book
you're
and an audiobook and an ebook going at
oh,
all times for all
really?"
circumstances wherever I
See, I
am, I
wish
need
I
to
could
be
do
able.
that. I wish I could, but I find it hard to like read more than one. So right now I'm reading, it's called The American Roommate Experience by
Oh,
Elena
okay.
Armas.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
she wrote The Spanish Love Deception,
Yep. I've seen them.
which was really popular. It's like that was really good. I think it's
Yeah.
better than the one I'm reading right now, but it's still
Okay.
pretty entertaining. But it's been good so far.
Nice. Nice. How far are you through it?
I'm like halfway through, I'd
Okay.
say.
So it still has a chance to like bump itself up
Yeah,
to yeah.
I'll give it some hope. I feel like it could.
Now, is the Spanish Love Deception, that's the name of the first one?
Yeah.
Um, is that like are they making a movie or something about it, or am I thinking of a different
Are
thing?
they? They might
Maybe
be.
I'm maybe I'm imagining that I heard that.
'Cause I feel like they're making all of these, like, popular books into movies right now.
Yeah.
I feel like they might
I'll
be
have to I'll
actually.
have to investigate and double check.
Yeah,
Well, I wanted to ask who's your favorite author and what's your favorite book by them?
that's hard because there's so many, like, good authors that I've been discovering.
Mhm.
I really love Emily Henry.
Oh,
I don't know if you've
yeah.
read any
I've
of her
read two of
books.
her books. I just
Which ones?
started. So, Book Lovers
Yep.
and The People We Meet on Vacation. Those are the
So
two I've done.
I love her. I've read, like, all of the books that she's come out with, and she's one of those authors that I can't see myself not buying any new book that she comes out with. So that's how I decide, like,
Just a
who.
standing order for all the Emily
Yeah,
Henry books. Yep.
yeah, and I just read Happy Place, her new one, and
Yeah.
I loved that one. Honestly, I think that might be my favorite
And it's
of
set in
hers.
Maine, right?
Yeah,
Or yeah, like
so
a summer
cute. It's like a
camp kind of
little
place.
yeah, it's like a little vacation house in Maine that her and her friends go to every year.
I love like books that kind of tie into like New England because it's like,
Me
oh,
too.
it's like I can feel this. Yeah.
Mhm.
So why do you read? What makes you keep reading,
Well, I'm kinda new to reading.
Mm,
I would say, like, within the last year, I really
hmm
started, like, reading for fun. My family is all big readers, like, my mom, my dad, my sister, and they always made fun of me because I never was. So I've always been jealous of, like, the people who can, like, read for fun and go to the beach and just read a book. So I
hmm
really wanted to try. My friend Lauren, she really got me into it. She was like, "You need to start reading. I'm gonna give you a bunch of books and then you can try." So I definitely started doing that.
That's
And then
awesome.
finding, like, the authors and genres that I like
Yep.
and just that helps me to keep reading. And it's just like a
Yep.
way to experience things that you would never experience or read about different people's lives. And it's also just like a really good alternative to just going on my phone all the time, which is what I usually do. So I've
Sure.
been
Feels a
trying to
little
read
more
more.
productive.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I'm
and
just
like,
sitting there.
yeah, getting to like put yourself in someone else's shoes, but also like you mentioned, like finding what you love to read makes such a difference. Cause like I
Yeah.
know like me personally, I cannot pick up anything nonfiction. I'm just like, nope, I'm so bored.
Same.
Like I need it to be like a novel and have a plot and a story. So yeah, that makes such a difference.
Yeah, it really does.
Well, that's funny that you're kind of like turn the stereotype on its head, like where you felt like you were the one out of popularity or like because you weren't reading. Um,
Yeah, because everybody I knew did. And I was like, what am I missing out on?
yeah. Oh, that's so cool. So how do you, I know you mentioned like your friend will give you some suggestions, but how do you choose which books you want to read?
Friends are definitely a big part of it. Like two of my friends, we all just are constantly exchanging our books. So at any given time, we each have like two of each other's books at our house. So anything they suggest to me, I'll pretty much read.
Mhm.
But then I'm also, this is really basic, but pretty much everything I read comes from BookTok.
I was gonna say that's huge for, yeah, getting
Literally,
recommendations right now.
it's just like everything that I see. I probably read 90% of like the popular books from there because
Uh-huh.
everyone just says they're really good and they've been pretty good so far. So I just keep going there and finding more.
Yeah, and it's like if obviously if so many people are finding them good, there's got to be
Yeah.
something to it.
Yeah, I know. I'm like always looking for new stuff there.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know the book talk community has like exploded in the past couple of years, and I'm like a Luddite who just refuses to get on TikTok, so I'm sure I'm missing
I
out
was
on like
just gonna
so
ask
much.
you. I was gonna ask if you have a TikTok. You should get one.
I just feel like it would be such a time suck for me. I'm like,
It
I have
really
so
is.
little time already.
No, it is. I get that.
So I just let people send me things and yeah, go online and be like, what are all the book talk reads right now?
Just look at it online. Hey, it
Yeah.
works.
So actually that segues into the next question. Are there any super popular books that you disliked?
Yeah. Not a lot. I'm really easy to please when it comes to like books. Like
Hmm.
I'm just like if it's like a good story, I'm happy. But the one book that I just absolutely could not stand was Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. I could not stand this book because I've liked all of her other books,
I
but
was gonna say
this
you're a Colleen
one,
Hoover fan, right?
yeah, I really like her books because they're like easy to read and stuff. But this one was, I could barely get through it. And that is so hard for me because I'm usually like, I told you, like, it's really easy to please with books. But it was
Uh-huh.
the same conversation for like 300 pages, just over and
Oh
over and over
no.
again. And I didn't like the plot and I didn't like the characters.
Yep.
It was,
Now, was that one of her earlier books? Because I know she was like,
no,
oh, it was a newer one.
it's one of the newer ones. And everybody was like, I
Oh.
almost bought it. I'm glad I didn't buy it because everyone's like, this is her best book. It's so good. It was so emotional. I'm like, it was bad.
Wow. Oh no.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what it was.
Funny. But you did make it through all the
I
way?
did because
Okay.
I can't not finish it.
I was gonna say that's pretty
I
admirable
have to.
because if I get to a certain point and I'm like just dragging my heels and just making zero progress because I never want to pick it up, then I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I need to move on to something else.
Well, I just read it really quickly because I just couldn't wait to be
Hmm.
done with it. So I was like, I just need to push through, power through to the end, and then I'll be done.
That's one way to do it.
Yeah, because I just couldn't. I don't know what it was about it.
I could see if it was like repetitive and just not.
It's so repetitive. It was like the same thing over and over again.
Oh, and you just want to like smack the characters.
Yet the characters are, they were really annoying. You should just look into it. It was almost so bad that I feel like people need to read it.
I'll have to read a plot summary because like I haven't picked up her books, but I definitely like I had to go on and read like a whole spoilery like summary of what's the one with the team, it was team letter or team manuscript. And I was
Oh,
like,
Verity?
Verity, I was like, I need to
Yeah.
know what this is about. Like, what is this? What are these hashtags?
Verity is one of her better ones. I would say, like, if you're
Yeah.
going to read one of her books, you're either going to love her or hate her. She's got a lot of people who love it, a lot of people that hate it. Because I mean, the
Mostly just
writing's
Here to
not,
Love.
they're just easy to read
Yep.
with like big plot twists. Every single
Yep.
one of her books has a plot twist.
That's cool. So you
Yeah.
kind of know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
And I like easy to read and like lighthearted because it's like we
They're
have to
not
deal
light.
with enough during our regular day and we just want to like escape
Yeah.
for a bit.
They're very deep and emotional.
Mhm.
So be warned.
Okay. It's an investment, an emotional
It really
investment.
is. No, it is.
Have you ever read a whole book in one sitting?
Yes. Speaking of
Yeah.
Colleen Hoover, which I couldn't even imagine. Like if you told me a year and a half ago that I would have finished a book in one sitting, I would have thought you were crazy because I just never thought that was possible.
Uh-huh.
But this one week, I don't know what came over me. I read November 9 by her, which is my favorite one of her books. You've probably heard me talk about it at the desk because I'm like obsessed with it,
Just a little bit.
which is controversial because people don't like that one. But that's
That's
my
funny.
favorite. So I read that in one sitting at night too. It was like I started at like 9 o'clock and I just couldn't stop, which was
Wow.
crazy. And then the next day, I read Verity and Ugly Love.
Both in one day?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I told you, I don't know
Wow.
what came over me, but they were really good. So I just kept reading them.
That's awesome. No, and it's
Yeah.
like when you find something that you're just like sucked into, it's
Yeah.
so easy to just keep going.
And they're so easy to read. Like I told
Mhm.
you, you can just get through them so quickly. Are
So you
you
could
like a
probably
read a book in one sitting person? Or
I am trying to think like I definitely did back when like the Harry Potter books first came out. I
mm,
at least one of them I stayed up all night reading because I was like,
really?
you had to avoid spoilers and it was like a
Yeah.
big thing. But
Those are long though.
yeah, yeah, it was definitely like we got it at like 6 or 7 p.m. and then just like stayed up all night. I'm trying to think. I want to say one of like the Shadow and Bone books by like Lee
hmm
Bardugo. I feel like I might have done it with one of those, like the first one, maybe the first or
hmm
second one. Usually I'm a very slow reader because like
Me too.
I actually like say the words in my head, which you're not supposed to do with like speed reading. You're supposed to just like skim and like like actually hear it in my head, which makes it really slow.
I feel like I do that too. Now that I didn't
Yeah.
know that was like not a thing.
Well, at least for speed reading, I think you're supposed to kind of like just
Really?
skim. Yeah, which I just don't have that skill. But like
Same.
I said, I usually listen to audiobooks too, so like those ones just do take longer.
Yeah.
Nice that you can kind of like bump up the speed on some of them. I haven't
Yeah.
been doing it like crazy. I don't do like double time or 1.5, but I've been doing like 1.15 or like 1.2 and
Just a
like just
little.
just a enough to be like sort of noticeable, but probably doesn't make a difference in the long run, but I feel like it's making it go faster.
Yeah.
So has a book ever made you cry?
Pretty much like every book, honestly.
It doesn't take much.
No, it really doesn't take much. Honestly, like movies, TV shows,
Uh-huh.
books, literally everything. Doesn't matter
Mhm.
if it's happy, sad. It's
Yeah, they
like,
can be happy tears. Yeah.
oh yeah, like every single time. But like with books, I honestly swear I've cried at like every, like even Reminders of Him, the book I couldn't stand. I still cried a little.
That's like, see, make a book making me cry is like one of the two criteria that will make me give it 5 stars on
Me too.
Goodreads. Yeah.
Have you read Archer's Voice by Mia
No.
Sheridan? That's my favorite book.
Yeah, what's that
And
about?
so it's about this boy and something happened like with his vocal cord, so he can't speak.
Mhm.
And then he lives, I think they live in Maine too. Now I'm
Oh,
thinking about it. And then this girl comes along and her name is Bree and she knows sign language. So she like talks to him
okay.
and then they're like a couple,
Hmm.
but it's really good.
That one's a
It's
tearjerker.
really, yes, it's so good though.
I feel like I used to cry so much easier at everything and like I don't know, in the past few years it's been harder, but I'm like if a book can
Mm,
make me cry, that's a sign of a good book, I think.
same. I agree.
You're that invested in it.
Yeah.
I just have one more question. What's the last book you bought?
I think it was, did you ever read Every Summer After by Carly Fortune?
Oh, I've seen it. I haven't read it,
Oh,
but
so she just came out with a new book and it's called Meet Me at the Lake.
yes,
So
okay,
I
I saw that
bought
one too.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, I loved Every Summer After.
Ooh,
That's
I
another one of my favorite books.
I put that on my like to read list because
Oh, it's
the
so good.
description looked good.
I read it at the beach and it was just like perfect. It's so good. So I bought
Nice.
her new book, but I haven't gotten to it yet.
Okay.
But I'll probably read it next.
It has like a purple cover, right? Kind of.
Yeah, it's like really pretty. It's like
Yeah.
purple, pink.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like I just saw it like the other day. I'm definitely gonna
Yeah,
have
I
to
think it
check
just
those
came
out.
out.
And those
Hmm.
ones are young adult, right?
I
Okay.
think they're adult.
Oh, okay. For some reason I
I
thought
think
like the characters were younger.
Every Summer After, it goes from them when they were younger and then them now. So
Oh,
it kind of flip
okay.
flops between them.
Okay. I've been trying to read, like broaden my reading and like read some more like of the popular books that like in the past I think I would have been like judgy about and be like, no, that's like too fluffy for me. Like and I've been really enjoying them. Like I've been reading the Allie Hazelwood books. I don't know if you've seen any of
I
hers.
want to read
Oh my
those. My friend
gosh.
loved them.
Those completely sucked me in. It wasn't one day, but it was probably like 2 or 3 days that I finished The
Yeah.
Love Hypothesis.
I want to read that one. I
Really
heard it's really
good.
good. Did you do any of the
Yeah.
other ones?
I've done all of the other ones, and her newest one
Really?
just came out, and I happened to see on her Instagram that she was like, if you buy it through my local bookseller, I'll sign it for you and they'll mail it to you. So I got a signed copy of her newest one, which is
Oh, that's
so
cool.
cool. Yeah, so I'm like maybe a third of the way through that so far. She's so like so funny and just like her characters are so personable and relatable and yeah, I think you would probably like those ones. And
I
you
want to
don't
read
have to
it.
like know what they're talking about because they're all like set in like STEM fields. And so like one of them's like a neuroscientist and one of them's a theoretical physicist. And obviously I am a librarian and I do not know those things. But like you don't have to. It's very still very I think easy to understand and yeah, I think you'd
Yeah.
like well, it's also funny because it started out as like a Star Wars fan fiction, like a Raylo.
Really?
Yeah, it's straight up Raylo fan fiction and turned it around into like becoming its own thing. But like if you haven't seen the cover already, like you look at the cover and you're like, this is Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley.
Oh my God,
And
that's
their
so
names are
funny.
Adam and Olive, the characters' names. It's so funny. So yeah, it's great. I think it's so funny. I didn't realize that at first, and I was just looking at the cover and I'm like, this guy looks like Adam Driver.
You're like, he looks familiar.
Yeah. And her other books are totally not like that. They're not like fan fiction that I know of.
Hmm.
But yeah, just that first one, like that was how she got discovered was because she was writing that and somebody happened to spot it and they turned it around and made it into its own novel. But
Oh my God.
yeah.
I did not
So
know that.
she seems like a really like down to earth writer person.
Hmm.
Well, it's so cool that like, you've gotten into reading as you get older and you don't see that very often. It's almost like more people read as kids and then like they're like, I just don't have time to read anymore or like can't find books
Yeah.
that interest me. And so you're kind of just like doing the opposite and it's very cool. I love to see it. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this, Hannah. Listeners, if you'd like to follow us on social media, we are at Regina Library on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, or you can always reach us through our website. It's been great having you here, and we'll see you again next time.